things you need to be doing in your 20s, right? So I wrote down 9 different things. I mean, there were more that I could have wrote down, but I'm just gonna write down 9 things, man, or talk about 9 things that the important things, at least I wrote down to me, that you need to be doing in your 20s, right? Before I start, I just want to say, man, first of all, subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Okay, please subscribe to the channel, man. Remember that life is a journey, not about the destination, right? We want things quick, but everything's take time, right? Life is long, okay? So, we on a journey to success together, right? This is what the channel's about. Being on that journey to success, man. I'm thankful for my subscribers so far that subscribe to me. Thank you, right? But if you're seeing this video now, please subscribe, okay? So, yeah, man, I'm 21, right? A lot of people be asking me, Jaden, why don't you go party? Why don't you just go have fun, right? I am having fun, right? I'm going to work, right? I'm going to the gym, right? I'm self-improving. That's fun. Going on walks is fun. Planning for a trip is fun. Going to the clubs and drinking and smoking, that's not fun, bro. You're just holding yourself back, man, right? And I'm not telling you can't do that stuff. I understand it's legal. Yeah, it's legal, but, it doesn't give us the right just to do it, right? But, hey, you do what you do. I'm not telling you can't smoke weed at all, but I feel like we make it, especially guys my age, just make it a priority, man. We just want to get high. We want to go to the clubs every weekend. And okay, cool. That's why you probably still at your mama's house, man. You ain't investing your money into the right things. You investing your money on weed, on alcohol. No, you need to be taking that money, put it to the side, so you can invest into the right thing. Like invest, get you a house. You 25 years old, man. You should be trying to look for a house buying right now. I understand inflation is crazy. I understand there's a lot going on in the world right now, but hey, man, we'll be, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. Whoop-de-doo, right? Whoop-de-doo. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Hey, you an adult, bro. You gotta learn how to take care of yourself so you be able to date, man, and all that stuff, right? You wanna be, you want to be a high value man, right? So you can have options with women and all. Well, that's not what we living for. We living, to be the best version of ourselves, right? All that other thing I was saying about the women and all that, the money and stuff, that's all gonna come, right? But make sure you're good. Make sure you're good inside first. The inner work is good, right? And everything else will come. God gonna bless you. Like God gonna bless you with the life that you want. But you gotta be willing to change. God can't do that for you. You gotta do that. You gotta want to build that relationship with Him, right? So you gotta be able to want to do these things. It's on you at the end of the day, okay? Nobody's coming to save you, man. Especially in your 20s, man. Especially as a man in your 20s, nobody give a damn about you. Nobody really give a damn about me. I know that, so I know I have to put in work. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody gives a damn about me. Nobody's here to record, help me record this video. I'm doing all this by myself, right? I invested into this channel, right? I'm the one who started the journey, channel, right? And I want to continue to evolve, obviously. It will, but I just got to keep recording these videos. I got to keep showing up for myself. I got to put in work every day. Just like I got to put in, I got to put in work on this channel, right? Yeah, you're 9 to 5. I'm doing as much as I can so I won't get fired from my job, but I'm really invested in this more than my job, right? Because I want to grow on YouTube, right? Because I got so much in store for this channel, man. I want to grow this, all right? So that's enough about me. Let's get into it, all right? So things that we need to be doing in our 20s, guys. So again, I got 9 things I wrote down, okay? So the first one, growing your relationship with God, right? So there's a chapter from John 10:10, okay? I have come that they have life and have it to the full, right? What is it saying? Pursue God's plan for you. Pursue God's plan for your life because His plan is always better than ours, right? We think that we have it all figured out, but He knows better, right? God knows what's best for us, man. We think that we got it all figured out. We think that our plan is, our way is the right way, but that's not always true. The right way is God's way, right? So we have to trust His plan for us, right? It's nothing wrong with, we can't think that we know it all, right? That's my biggest pet peeve, man. People think that they know it all. You don't know everything, bro. You don't know everything, right? It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask the source, the man above for help to guide you into the right direction. Let Him take the wheel and take you where you need to go, right? Trust His plan, all right? Because He gonna lead us. He not gonna steer you wrong. God will never steer you wrong, right? That's the only, the only person you really should trust is the Lord, right? Because he ain't gonna steer you the wrong way. He gonna make sure and you'll be surprised, right? Because that's what I'm saying. God not gonna steer you the wrong way, but you gotta trust in Him, right? So that's what I'm still working on personally. All these things I run, I'm still working on it as well. I'm only 21, right? I still have my moments too where, but so yeah. Number 2, make a plan, but be willing to change, right? So growing up, I was afraid of change, right? So for example, growing up, so me and my parents, so how many times did we move, right? So I'm from St. Louis, right? So we moved from if you're from St. Louis, put that in the comment section, right? STL, baby. So I moved from the south side of St. Louis, right, to South County, right? Moved school districts. I was afraid of change. I didn't want change. I wanted to stay where I'm at. I had to realize. But as I'm getting older, I'm like, oh, so that's why He wanted me to, go there, you know what I'm saying, to get the experience, right? Get a better chance of me going to college. I'm not saying I would have had not going to college if I stayed where I was at, but I had a better chance, to get an opportunity, especially in the football, man. I did pretty well in football and all that, so I was able to go to college, even though college didn't work out for me, right? But we have to be willing to change, man. It's okay to have a plan for your life. Again, back to the first point. It's okay to have a plan for your life, right? But you have to be willing to adapt. So I wasn't, at first I used to not want to adapt to things, right? But I'm telling you, if you adapt to things, man, you will be surprised on the outcome, how it all work out. Because it will all work out in the end, man. It all will work out in the end. So we have to be willing to change, right? Because if you complain, like my guy Stephens Cole always say, if you complain, you always gonna stay the same. So I used to complain, but if I would have kept complaining and then my parents would have, just kept me where I was at, I probably would have never, had the opportunities that I have now if I didn't go to a different school district. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to be willing to change. You got to be willing to adapt to things, right? So that's something we have to work on. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm doing better with that. I still have my moments, but I feel like I'm doing better with that personally, right? All right. Number 3, use social media wisely. So use social media. Don't let it use you, right? So let me say this. Here's what I mean by that, right? We tend to use social media for the wrong reasons, right? We tend to look at social media for the wrong reasons. We tend to, want to look at things that don't serve us, right? Like looking at OnlyFans models, right? Looking at, girls pose a certain way, looking at violence and all that, guy. You know what I'm saying? Scrolling on, what I'm saying, pleasuring in ourselves, right? Then you scrolling, keep looking at that stuff. Then, for Instagram, especially on Instagram, man, then you gonna keep seeing those things. You're not, and again, women are supposed to be beautiful, right? But that's the issue. we look at them as in a lustful way, even in real life. We don't look at women as human beings no more. We have to start looking. Yeah, I mean, again, women are supposed to be beautiful, man. I'm not saying you can't, kind of glance a little bit, but don't stare. You can't be. We want to just stare. I'm like, dang, you see that? Guys, no. Like, you have to look at the woman within, man. Look at the woman within. See if she's a great person. You know what I'm saying? Live in the present moment with her. Look at how her hair looks, right? Look at the shoes she wearing. You know what I'm saying? Instead of looking at her breast and think about, having them lustful thoughts about what you want to do to her in the bedroom. No, she's a human being first, right? She is God's creation at first before anything else, right? So we need to. So, and social media is great. All social media platforms are great. But what are we using it for? It's up to you to what you want to look at. Do you want to look at improvement videos? Right? We need to probably, if you need to deactivate your social medias, then do that. That's what I have to do sometimes. I feel like there's some, things I need to unfollow because I still follow some lustful things, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, right? So there's some things I do need to unfollow, but for the most part, I follow most self-improvement, things, right? Look at motivational stuff, right? Instead of looking at, only fan models all day, right? You know what I'm saying? Then you scrolling, just looking at them, then, hours go, you know what I'm saying? We need to start using social media for the right reasons, right? For positivity. Stop looking at the negative stuff, because all that stuff on social media will rub off on you, believe it or not. We think that it won't, but it will, right? So that's why I be deactivating my stuff sometimes, because I need to, desexualize my mind, right? Live in the present moment in life. And then when I'm on social media, I view things differently, right? All right. So we need to start using social media differently, right? But it's up to you if you want to change that, or you just, want to continue to be, lustful, and, it's up to you, brother. It's up to you at the end of the day, brother. All right. Number 4, go fail at something, right? So I'm gonna give you an example, right? I had my CDL license, right? So I ended up getting my CDL back in July this year, right? So my job currently, right, is a training course. So I had to go through training, right? So I remember going through my I took my CDL. Well, getting my CDL was not easy, right? I failed so many times passing my CDL permit just to get my permit, right? I failed my test like 9 different times, y'all, right? I failed my 9 different times, right? Because there's 3 parts you have to take, right? General knowledge, air brakes, and then I ended up getting my passenger endorsement, right? So I failed, 9 times, right? But I finally got it, right? It's okay to fail, okay? Failure, failure is a great thing, because, but it's all about, it's all about what you do with that fail. Are you gonna, if you fail, are you just gonna quit? No, when I failed, I just kept going. I kept going until I passed it, right? And then when I went to go take my CDL, I failed the first time, right? I failed my CDL road test, right? Because I missed a step on the air brakes test, right? So I had to, I went, so they, my job, they let me come back, and then I did it again. I passed it the second time, and it was on my dad's birthday, right? So that was a blessing, man. I passed on my father's birthday. So yeah, and ever since then, man, I love my job, man. I just got on my probation period 4 months in. It's been great. I love my job, driving buses, man. I'm a bus operator, so I love my job, man. Yeah, man, I love it. It's okay to fail at something, y'all. It's okay to fail, right? But you can't quit. Don't quit. Don't give up on that. Don't give up. It's easier just to fail in your 20s than later on in your 30s when you got kids and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's good to fail now. You ain't got all you ain't got no kids. You ain't got no, you ain't got no real responsibilities, right? Go fail. Go try and fail. Try and fail. man, until you pass, bro, until you get to where you need to get to. Okay? So go fail at something. That's what I feel at getting my CDL, right? And getting my CDL changed my life, man. It's been changed my life. Making these YouTube videos changed my life as well. All right, so go fail at something, right? And when you fail, come back, get up, and try it again. Don't give up. All right. Number 5, don't ignore red flags, right? This guys, so I know that we want to be in a relationship with women, right? I understand that, we want to be intimate with women. But guys, watch the red flags, right? You have to make sure you want to look for, especially because I'm looking for a wife. I don't know about you, man, but I'm looking for a wife, man. So I'm trying to look for the green flags in a woman. I don't want a woman that's toxic. I don't want no toxic woman in my life. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of toxic women nowadays, but there's still some good women out here, right? But maybe God's telling me it's not my time to be in a relationship right now. He wants me to continue to focus on myself, continue to get myself together until, then he gonna bless me, right? There's still some great women out here. Don't get it twisted. There's still some great women out here. But maybe it's not my time to be in a relationship. I'm still young, bro. I'm still young at the end of the day, so I'm trying to build myself to be a high value man. So whenever it is time to date, you'll have options of different women. You can date different women and kind of get to know them. So I think that's what God wants for me. He wants me to be a high value man, work on myself to be a high value man, have money, have my own spot, make sure I'm in shape, make sure I have a good physique, so then I can have different women and, date different women and then find out who my wife gonna be. And I can have kids with one day, but it's not that time right now, right? So I gotta, continue to elevate. I gotta continue to put in the work and continue to grind, stay out the way, and become that high value man. All right, So don't, I think and then relationships take time, y'all. Relationships take time. You have to actually get to know a person. Get to know a person for a few months, right? So that's why, man, I think it's best for me to just not talk to no girls. I'm not, what I'm saying? So because I feel like I'll get attached too fast, right? Don't get attached too fast, fellas, right? Take your time, get to know a woman. Even with a woman, don't get too attached to a man, right? But don't get attached too fast, guys, right? And, get to know a person, right? Make sure they read books. Make sure they can, they're reading books, they journal. They in the gym, right? Working on their body, working on their mental health, all of that stuff in a woman. Can she cook, right? So all of that stuff, man. Make sure she's a great woman, not just dating no woman, all right? So don't ignore the red flags. Number 6, get out of your parents' house. So I know right now, man, the economy is looking, I know, the price of living, the cost of living is expensive, right? I get that. It's $2,000 for one bedroom in an apartment. That's ridiculous. Gotta stack your money, right? Stack your money. Stay as long as you need to. But have a plan, okay, I'm gonna save up this much, then I'm gonna start looking, right? I feel like, we get comfortable. I feel like, for a minute I was getting comfortable just staying here. But my dad sat down with me one day and I think that flipped a switch. He's like, Jay, 25, you out of this house, son. He told me that straight up. He said, I ain't staying here forever. So you need to, you need to get you a good job and, learn how to, start putting money to the side and start saving up so you can get you a house. He told me that straight up. He told me I ain't staying here forever. He don't want me here forever. He want me to get my own spot. But, I understand things are expensive right now, so things going to continue to go up. But at the same time, make sure you keep stacking your money, stacking enough so you can have a plan to leave. Don't get comfortable just staying, because I feel like the longer we stay at our parents' house, it'll hinder our development as a man, especially as a man. You want to be able to have your own kingdom as a man. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to save up so I can be, whenever I get my own spot, I can start building my kingdom, building my own kingdom, right? And then whatever comes, whatever woman wants to join that kingdom, that That's it, right? Because women are supposed to add to what you have going on. You got to have a world on your own first, brother. You can't have a world in your mama house. Let's just say that. All right. So you need to have a plan to leave your parents' house so you can, build your own kingdom, and then let life come to you. And let things just come to you to add value to that. All right. So again, stack. If you got a good relationship with your parents, stack. Then have a plan to leave. Okay. Number 7, pay all of your debt. So this is what I'm doing right now. So I did go to college, so I'm paying off all my student loans back. I'm $4,000 in student loans right now, so I need to pay that off. So guys, if you don't pay off your debt, it's going to affect your credit, right? That's something that, if you didn't know that, pay off, you need to find, do auto pay and pay little amount each month. That's what I'm doing right now, currently paying off all my student loans back. Pay on, the earlier the better, guys. I'm telling you, especially if you, want your credit to look right, your credit score to look okay, you need to pay that off, okay? Pay that off, all right? So you can be able to get the crib and get the, car you want, all right? But you can't do that if you're in debt, bro. Stop and use one credit card. Do not use all these credit cards either. Don't be in credit card debt. Don't be stupid either. Get one credit card, sign up for one credit card, pay it off every month, build your credit score. Paying out, getting all these debit cards, man, that's gonna affect you gonna be in credit card debt, debit card debt. Don't be stupid, all right? One debit card, use it for the month, pay it off, and then keep using that card for a month, pay it off. You know what I'm saying? Continue to do that, all right? Number 8, learn to set boundaries. Saying no is not a crime. Saying no is not a crime. So this is something I need to work on, setting boundaries for myself. So I need to learn how to say no, right? If things aren't, looking the right way, you know what I'm saying? I used to be naive on things, right? I used to do anything that everybody else do, right? Just saying yes instead of saying no. No, you gotta set them boundaries for yourself, to protect your peace, to protect your peace, man. You know what I'm saying? If somebody stepping over them boundaries, you gotta speak up for yourself. Like, nah, man, I don't do that. If a woman, and then especially in a relationship, you need to set them boundaries too. You know what I'm saying? You can't let your woman just do anything, everything, because people not gonna respect you like that. If you ain't got boundaries, man, people not gonna respect you. So respect isn't given, respect is earned, right? So you gotta learn how to set boundaries for yourself, man, especially as a man, bro, to protect your peace. All right? Set them boundaries. Saying no is not a crime, all right? So saying no is actually saying yes to yourself. All right? Set them boundaries, bro, early. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want people to keep stepping on your toes, man. People not gonna respect you. People could think they can just walk all over you. You don't want to do that. All right, set them boundaries. Number 9, last, take care of your mental health, guys. Your mental health is I feel like a lot of guys nowadays think that taking care of their mental health is weak. No. If you're dealing with something, you need to talk to somebody, right? You need to talk to a counselor, or you need to, talk to God, or, start reading or journal, start going for a walk, start doing these things, man, for your mental health. All these things, I'm not currently talking to a counselor, right? But I do read, I do journal, I do, obviously I hit the gym, but going on walks, all these things have been helping with our mental health. It will help you too. Right? Don't hold anything in, bro. Don't hold anything in. Like, talk to somebody about it. Talk to somebody about it, man. Right? I think now a lot of days, men's, then if you don't talk to somebody, you don't want to unalive yourself, man. You need to sit down and talk to somebody what's going on in your life. Right? Don't just hold things in. I used to hold things in too, right? Then I was able to go talk to somebody about things, you know what I'm saying? But, and And it helps, man. It helps. Why are you going through these things, right? And a counselor will definitely help you find solutions to get through things, right? A lot of men need help nowadays, man, and they don't see that. They don't want to believe it. They think it's weak. No, it's helpful. It's okay to ask for help, bro. It's okay to ask for help. You know, again, go for a walk, man. Go clear your mind. Especially if you're a long day at work, go clear your mind. Go for a walk. Go to the gym, right? It's not just get your physical health together, man. Get your mental right, right? Build that relationship with God. Get in the Bible. Start reading. You know, all these things gonna help you, man. All right. So yeah, man, all these things will help you in your 20s, man. There could have been 10 more things I could have wrote down, but I just wanted to write 9 things, man. So yeah, and you know, and again, I'm only 21. I'm still working on this too. All right, again, life is a journey. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Okay. All right. So again, please subscribe to my channel. All right. Please leave a comment what you think of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.